All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Today, we're going to talk about ADUs and everything about building one. The reason I'm doing this video is where I live, a company, Anchored Tiny Homes, has gone out of business, and they have left a lot of people in the dark. Some people have lost thousands of dollars, some have lost tens of thousands, and unfortunately, some people have lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the CEO, Colton Polnus, has already said, and I quote, "Too late for reorganization," end quote. And he's also said, quote, "Our intentions is to file personal Chapter 7 for all officers of the company," end quote. So it looks like they are going under, and they're going to leave everyone wherever they're at, and a lot of people are going to be out of a lot of money. Now, I'm not saying Mr. Polhas and the company did anything bad. They might have gotten in over their head. I highly doubt they were trying to intentionally harm people. But with that being said, people have been harmed. And because of that, I want to talk about ADUs. I want to first go over how they're built and the stages of how they're built, followed by a little checklist I have made. And you can find that at my website. I'll leave the link below. And it's free to you. It's just a little checklist to kind of keep you informed and keep you and the general contractor or company on the same page, so everyone knows where the money's going, and to kind of keep the job flowing, and to kind of keep, really for you, a peace of mind to know that you're not getting hosed, you're not losing money, you are on track of everything going as planned. Okay, so let's hop into this. So that being said, let's first talk about the construction process. So we're going to talk about not modular type homes, not homes that are built on a different warehouse or a different site and then shipped over to your house. We're going to talk about traditional building, a home that is built on the property. So ADUs, tiny homes, they're built essentially the same way your normal house is built. You first need to get plans. Now, many states are really pushing for ADUs. They really want this to happen. So before you even go to look up plans and design some yourself, check with your county or your municipality and see if they have pre-approved ADU plans. That will save you thousands of dollars in permitting and planning fees. So, first thing you need to do is get plans. So whether you go through an architect or through the county or municipality to get those plans, those need to be acquired first. Second is your permitting. So you need to go to your county, your city, and pull permits to have an ADU put in. Third thing you need to do is find a general contractor and or a company that's going to work as a general contractor. And so what a general contractor does, their main priority is to facilitate the building. Now, some general contractors will do some of the work themselves, all the work themselves, or none of the work themselves. And that's not good or bad, that's fine. A general contractor's main job is to A, get the building built, get the permits pulled when necessary. So what I mean by that is before you put down any concrete, you need to get it inspected to make sure that the rebar in there is proper size and properly placed before you can put the concrete. After the concrete's done, the framing is done. Then before you can move on from framing, you need to get that checked off. So that's going to be up to the general contractor to communicate with the city to make sure that everything is going, all the permits are getting pulled to get your final permit, to get your occupancy permit. So the general contractor is going to be responsible for the progress of work getting done. So whether it's that general contractor doing the work themselves or if they subcontract other contractors out. So for example, if they contract the framing out, After the framing's done, it is up to the general contractor to get your permit, pay the framers, and then move on to the next step of the process. And he or she is supposed to keep it going, so it's done quick and it's done in a timely manner. So that is the main job of your general contractor. So with that being said, after you have gotten your plans done, you know what you want to build, your permits have been pulled, you found your company or your general contractor, you need to have your site prepped. So site prep, what I mean by that is, do you need an excavator and a skid steer there to level everything out? Are you needing to run electrical lines underground, or are they going above? Is your plumber coming out to run the waste plumbing underneath into the sewer and also your water? That needs to get done first. Second is your concrete, your foundation. So that's where your concrete company will come in and put in their footings, put down the concrete. Once the concrete is done and in, the next step is your framers, your carpenters. They will come in and frame your house. Now that is pretty much standard of how it gets done. It goes in that order. From here, the order can kind of get a little wonky, but in general, this is what happens next. Your house is going to be what is called dried in. And what I mean by dried in is, after it is framed, your roof goes on. So whether that's a metal roof or shingle roof, etc., that happens next, followed by what type of siding you're going to use. Are you going to use batten board siding, lap siding, stucco, etc.? After that happens, you usually have your plumbers come in. Your plumbers will come in, plumb the house, all your waste lines, gas lines if you have gas, and your water lines. After that, usually your electricians come in. They set all your rough-in electrical, which will be all the wires for your kitchen, bathrooms, room, etc. Followed by that is usually your HVAC company. So they will come in and put in your AC unit, run all the piping, put in the unit, hook it up to electrical. Then from there, you usually have your drywallers come in. So after everything is in the wall, or excuse me, before your drywallers come in, you will have to insulate the wall. So once your walls are insulated, you have all your plumbing, you have all your ducting for your HVAC, you have all your electrical in, then the drywallers come in, drywall, paint, and then from there you usually have your flooring people come in and then put in your floors, and then at this point you have what's called all your finished trades, all your finish work. So your plumbers will come in and get your toilet in, your vanity in, your kitchen sink in, that sort of stuff. Your electricians will come in and get your outlets and your switches in. And then you may also have someone coming in putting in your kitchen cabinets, your kitchen countertop, tiling, depending on the shower, or depending if you have showers that you want tilers, etc., etc. You might have a finished carpenter come in, put in baseboards, crown molding, anything like that. So that is a very rough, basic outline of how a home gets built. And so from there, get your permit, you're good to go, house is done, you can move in. So with that being said, let's talk about the checklist that I've made and something to kind of keep you in the know of what's going on. For someone who does not build or is not in the industry, this can be not only confusing but very fast-paced, very intimidating, and it can be very stressful. So the best thing for us to do is to educate ourselves. Educate, educate, educate. Let's figure out how the process is going, what needs to be done, and where's my money going. So I kind of created that checklist with that being in mind. And if you go to my website, which again I'll leave it below, you can download it for free and print it out. Alright, so with all that being said, and now that you have a basic knowledge of how a home gets built, how do we protect ourselves? How do we stay in the know of the process? How do we know that the general contractor company is not taking money from us and not paying the subcontractors? Well, here's where my checklist comes in. Just a super basic checklist. An easy way for you to kind of keep track of what's going on. Now, your general contractor or the company should give you an itemized breakdown of where your money's going where. But not all contractors and not all companies do that. And the reason for that is because the general contractor wants to pay as little as he can to the other trades, the electricians, the plumbers, the framers, because the less he pays them, the more he is able to keep. So if you're quoted, for example, $150,000 for an ADU, the less he has to pay the electricians, the plumbers, the materials, the more money he can pocket. And that's not good or bad. A general contractor does deserve to get paid. A good general contractor is 100% worth what they charge to keep any kind of headaches away from you, to keep the process going, to keep the trades honest, to keep them doing the electrical by code, doing the plumbing by code, getting the city inspector to come and check when a check needs to happen, when an inspection needs to happen, excuse me. So I'm not here to diss any general contractors because your job is extremely tough and I feel for you. But for the consumers, we need to know the process of what's going on. Because from what I'm hearing on the news with this company, Anchored, they were billing people, taking their money, and the next trade was not coming. There was even one story where the electricians had walked off the site because they weren't getting paid. And the people had no idea. So my thought is, well, how do we get to the point where those people can maybe take a little bit of power and not be left in the dark, not know when it's too late that your general contractor hasn't paid anybody, when all your trades walk off and now you realize, oh, they're not paying anyone, and now I'm out $20, $30, $40, $50,000. Well, that's where this list comes in. And I'll leave a link below to my list. But it's just a very basic overview of how a home is built, which trades follow the next, and how much they're charging and a contact. So if you go and get the plans, like I said, they're for free on my website. Your first two sections are going to be plans and permits. It's pretty easy. Get your plans from the city, if they have pre-approved ADUs and that's the route you're going, or from your architect. After that, you pull your permits. You go to your local municipality, pull your permits. You know how much they'll give you, how much it is. If you're hiring a general contractor or a company that is going to act as your general contractor, you need to get an estimate from them how much it's going to be. Now, know that estimates are just that, they're estimates. Prices in construction, they fluctuate. Materials fluctuate. And it does depend if you want to do a shower pan versus a tiled shower, going to realize a tiled shower is more labor, it's more work, it's more material, so it's going to cost more. So your finishes are going to kind of dictate how much it's going to cost. So no, an estimate is just that, an estimate. What I want you to do is pull this list out with your general contractor. Sit down with your general contractor and go through this list. Go through, okay, Mr. General Contractor, who's doing the concrete? Are you doing the concrete, or is company XYZ doing the concrete? And if company XYZ is doing the concrete, about how much are they going to charge? And give me their phone number and email address. Same thing with the framers, the carpenters. What company are you contracting out to frame the house? And how much is it going to cost? And what's their phone and what's their email? And as this process is going, when the framers are out there, for example, and they're framing, call up the concrete company and ask, hey, this is so-and-so down at 123 Main Street. Did general contractor X pay you for this job? And they'll tell you, they'll let you know. And if they say, yeah, absolutely, they paid, taken care of. So now you know, since they're paid, when your general contractor calls you to ask you for money to pay the carpenters and to pay the roofers, you're going to know, okay, I can pay them because they've paid the concrete person. But if you've paid your general contractor for the concrete to get done, and you call the concrete company and they haven't been paid yet, and your general contractor's wanting you to pay for the framers at this point, that's a red flag. That's when you need to sit down and talk to your general contractor. Hey, why are you asking for money for the roofers and the framers, but the concrete company hasn't been paid yet? Where's the money going? This is a great way to keep your general contractor or the company honest. And if you do that, when your general contractor and company asks you for money for work that needs to be done in the future, you feel better paying for it. So like I said, that's a very basic outline of how an ADU gets built, or a house for that matter. And just a way to kind of keep you educated and to keep you in the know, and to kind of throw any little red flags that may come up, if they do come up. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. I'll leave a link to my website below, and you can download the ADU checklist free of charge. And if you have any questions about the process of building ADU, or any good videos you think I should do, please leave it in the comments. I'd love to talk about it, to make any future videos about this. I'm very passionate about building, about ADUs. And that's about it. So have a good day, YouTube. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one.